Hi everyone, how are you all going today? Thank you so much for joining me tonight on my regular monthly Zoom call, and I'm so excited to have my beautiful friend Chani Carosso on tonight, also known as the Healthy Peach. She's an amazing person. I've only known her for a few months, but I feel so lucky to have known her for that time. And she inspires me, and I love everything she's about and what she represents. So we've definitely got 30 minutes of knowledge and inspiration to give to you tonight. Just before we get started, just some housekeeping rules for anyone coming on late, or just if you are on, if you could keep yourself on mute, that would be amazing. I'll do my best to check in, but it just helps ensure we're not getting any background noise so we can hear everything that Chani has to say. And if you would like to share anything at all, get interactive, guys. We're all about it. I mean, these are such a relaxed online way of connecting and being able to add value to you. So share any questions in the comments or anything you'd love to add. Maybe you can relate to anything that you hear Chani share as well, and we'll put that in there. We're so welcome to that. So just as we get started, in case you've never been on one of these with me before and never met me, I am Carla Thomas, and I am a holistic counsellor in mind body medicine. I work with the I Quit Sugar program, Sarah Wilson's 8-week I Quit Sugar program, the online version, as an expert in the forums. I'm also a massive whole food cheerleader and whole food educator. I work with the Juice Plus company as an advocate for them, which I'm very proud of. And recently I became a published author of a book called The Juicy Movement. So my special guest tonight, as I mentioned, is Chani. So before we get started, I am just going to give you a bit of a rundown in case you don't know much about her. So Chani has had a long passion for helping others achieve their goals. She was actually a registered anaesthetic nurse, I say that right, hopefully, for 5 years with a background in exercise science, and she has a certificate in nutrition and health coaching from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, so she knows her stuff. Through this, she basically saw the profound effects, of what having a beautiful balance and the right attitude towards our food really just plays on our bodies and our overall well-being, and I couldn't agree more. So the idea of starting your business, Healthy Peach, came in 2013. And it's when she, I should say, set herself a goal to compete in her first fitness comp, which I'm sure you're going to share more about. And you did that in September of the same year, which is amazing. And now you basically run online groups and programs and coaching and a little bit of everything, sharing your knowledge and teachings. And of course, you are also proudly aligned with Juice Plus Company, as we mentioned, which is a whole food-based supplement. And in fact, that is actually how Chani and I connected. So basically, I wanted her to come on the call tonight because I first had the pleasure of meeting Chani back in April, and funnily enough, it was through mutual friends of ours who I know Shani's very close with, Anthony and Kate Golay, and they friends of mine too. When they were over in Perth, when they were over in Perth in March, and Kate said to me, I think you'd get along with Chani really well. You guys are really alike. And I said, yeah, I've heard beautiful things about her, and I can't wait to hang out. And lo and behold, we did in April, and it was it wasn't too hard to become friends. Whether we're sharing ideas and the love of health and well-being, or getting our groove on to Salt and Pepper on the dance floor. There's always so much to be said. So I love Chani basically because we share so much of the same values, our principles, our mindset, and more than anything, there are so many health and wellness experts out there nowadays, and social media makes it pretty easy for people to put a farce on, and Chani is 100% authentic. You know that when you spend time with her, what you see is what you get. She's completely vulnerable. She's honest. She's not perfect. She's into her spirituality and health, but she's also into recently just being in Mexico and downing some tequila, no doubt, and getting a boogie on and understanding that life is about fun and balance. So, Chani, I'm going to hand it over to you. Thank you so much for being on here tonight.
Thank you. Wow, what a welcome. I feel so humbled that I'm on your Zoom tonight, Carla. And yeah, you're totally right. clicked at, like, it was love at first sight. It was awesome.
Well, I would really love, because you and I both know that really anyone that gets in this kind of industry, it's because of our own journey and our own experiences that lead us to want to make a difference in other people's lives. So, you know, who better to be able to share that story of yours than you? So I'd love for you to be able to, you know, tell our guests what led you to getting more involved, you know, getting out of nursing, getting into integrative nutrition and coaching.
Yeah, it's a funny story, and I think it was definitely like a cascade of events that the universe threw in my pathway. But if I go back to the beginning, like you said, I was a nurse. I was a registered nurse. I specialized in anesthetics, and I loved that job, and I still to this day practice enough to keep my hours, to keep my registration, because I really do love helping people in all aspects of health. And so I was studying, I was working as a nurse, and I had gone through a really bad breakup at the time, really toxic relationship. I was in a really terrible headspace. So I moved away from my home, from my family, from my friends, and I thought, fresh start heals all wounds. So I moved to Brisbane, and it was amazing what happened when I sort of went out on my own and became little independent Chani. I all of a sudden just decided to do something new, and I decided to compete. I didn't know what competing was. I had no idea about the competition roles. I was totally, completely oblivious. But it was so beautiful what happened. I met some incredible people that I now today call some of my closest, bestest friends. My trainer at the time, my training buddy at the time, and all of a sudden I began to work on my health and be really conscious about what I was eating, and started exercising and moving my body, and I felt amazing. Like, all these things started to happen, and all of a sudden that relationship that was weighing me down just was like, whew, like, what relationship? So yeah, I obviously started getting really great results. And I remember asking my trainer, why is this happening to my body? Like, I get it. I'm eating really well. I'm being conscious of what I'm eating. I'm exercising way more than I ever have. But why is this happening to me? I want to know the science. Like, I come from a very science background, having studied exercise science and diving into nursing. Like, science is my jam. And he couldn't tell me. He couldn't give me the science. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go and study this. So I jumped on Google, and I don't know if IIN have just like really awesome Google ad. So it was the universe just putting it in my pathway. But I ended up studying with IIN, and yeah, the rest is history. It was just such a beautiful course. Because it just taught me so much about not only holistic healing and whole food nutrition, but that whole spirituality and mindset side, which I love. I think it's the foundation to all health. I think it's so important. And yeah, that's how I came to be where I am today.
Amazing. And I think you're so right. You know, the IIN course is another one that's still on my bucket list to add to everything. And it's because it's all about teaching people to connect with food, which is obviously what you're passionate about. And I'm guessing is really what was happening to you through that journey of when you were doing, you know, the fitness, and you were connecting to what health is. It's not about necessarily food being aligned with weight loss or you know, wanting to be skinny or all the rest of it. It was literally about understanding that it's to fuel yourself. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just about more about how food is medicine. I had no idea that food is medicine prior to studying. And I didn't realize that you could use certain herbs and certain foods and combinations of things to heal inflammation. And that to me was like, why isn't this on the front of every newspaper? Why don't we get taught this in school? Why isn't this common knowledge? So that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I believe that there's so much to learn. And yeah, it's pretty amazing once you start delving into the science of food. It's pretty beautiful. I love it.
So, Chani, I would love to know, as I'm sure many people would on here, having now studied, you know, what you do and been onto this path now for a couple of years, what does a day in the life of a healthy Peach look like?
Well, okay. I'll just tell you what I did today, maybe. It changes every day. Obviously, I have my online program, and I'm always refining that and making it more beautiful and adding content to that. And I work with my amazing team who, you know, I love so dearly. That's a big part of my day. But first and foremost, I'm all about morning rituals. Before I even start to work, I wake up, I enjoy the sunrise. The sunrise is just like one of my favorite top things. Like, I reckon the sunrise and the sunset should be the eighth wonder of the world. And so I enjoy that. I do some yoga, or I'll go for a walk in the morning usually. And I usually do like my intensity cardio stuff at night time. And yeah, just enjoy my mornings. I'm totally unplugged till about 9 a.m. Because I love to do called A Miracle Morning. I don't know if anyone here on the line is familiar with A Miracle Morning, but it's an amazing book by Hal Elrod. If you don't know it, oh my gosh, get onto it today. It absolutely changed my life. And anyway, so dive into that, have some yummy brekkie with my partner, and then get straight into work. And yeah, like I said, I like to exercise in the afternoon. So I'll usually do like Bikram yoga, or I'll go to the gym and do some weights, or like group activity. I like group sports. I like touch football. So I'm always active. Really love moving my body, because I need it for my clarity of mind. You know, sitting down and working all day, it can be quite taxing. So that's really important to me.
Amazing. I love it. And it's the simple things, right? Because I think so often everyone has this idea that health has to be really complicated and hard, but it's just, you know, having those simple practices in place, like you said, for you, that are like your non-negotiables, and they help you function, therefore be able to give back, you know, to others, but also to yourself, which is where it starts.
Yeah, big time. And I'm all about that. Like, you know, when I actually got into the competition world, and I, you know, a lot of people look at fitness models and they just put them on a pedestal, and they think that life is perfect. And, you know, I have to be 100% honest, that life was so, I don't know what the word is, but I definitely fell into a spiral. And that's what actually led me to holistic coaching, because it's so easy for us to look at people and think, oh my gosh, I want to be X amount of kilos and X percentage of body fat, but that life wasn't realistic. And I definitely found myself in a little bit of a bad mind space. And so that's why I'm so passionate about the whole mindset and spirituality side of health, because if you find yourself out of that very easily, you don't reflect and do journaling and goal setting and visualizing and self-love and meditation. All that stuff is so important, and I wasn't doing that when I was competing. Like, yes, I may have won a world title, and yes, I may have competed overseas and done all of that fun stuff, but, you know, mindset wise, that wasn't there. And so that's a massive part of my day and a massive part of my clients' day. I really ingrain that in people.
I love that, because I think it's so true. And being a mind, body, heart science, where we relate, you know, so often we can concentrate on the physical aspect of things, but really the mindset is where it all starts, and we need to strengthen that like a muscle every single day, because if that's not strong, we've got no hope of working on any of the other areas, right? So awesome. So tell me a little bit more about, you know, you've started the Healthy Peach, as we said, in 2013. Obviously, it's probably developed a lot since then. You know, what was really the purpose behind it, and what does it entail?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess when I stopped competing, I went into a little bit of obviously my hormones went a bit crazy, and my mindset wasn't there, like I was saying before. And although I was eating really great, you know, I was eating very strict. I was eating 6 meals a day, every 3 hours. I was exercising a ridiculous amount. And I had to take a step back and think, whoa, like, this isn't sustainable. This isn't realistic. And so I'm really passionate about teaching people simple, basic things about whole food nutrition, using food as medicine, moving the body, because movement nourishes the body, but stillness nourishes the soul. And I'm so into that. So self-love, meditation, diaphragmatic breathing, which is so important for things like decreasing stress, decreasing anxiety, depression, all those things that we deal with. That's a massive component of it. And so, I guess what I really am strongly passionate about now is sort of putting all those things together. That's why we call it holistic health, because it's not just about weight loss. It's not just about what the scales say. It's so much more than that. It goes so much deeper. So that's what it all entails. That's literally it. And there's no secret sauce. There really isn't. People come to me and they say, Shan, like, I want to lose 5 kilos, 10 kilos, whatever it might be. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to start on the inside first, because the results physically on the outside show when the inside is in harmony. And so that's me. That's what I'm all about.
I love that. I love what you said about, what was it what you just said about movement and then keeping still is for the soul. Yep, so movement. I love that. And also your point about being it's so true that we can focus on weight loss as a goal, but realistically, when you're healthy on the inside, weight loss comes. It's impossible to actually be a healthy being and be overweight. We weren't designed to be that way. So you're right. When you start to focus on what's going on internally, the rest will start to take care of itself. And I think that's such an important point to make, because not enough people have really told that,
Yeah, it's just a beautiful process that happens. Like when you delve deep on the inside, it just shows on the outside. 100%.
And they're those people, right, like yourself, for example, that you are radiating vitality. Like, everyone has someone in their life, but it's true. That is just, you look at them and you think they just look so good and happy, and there's an energy about them all the time. And that's really when you tapped into yourself and what you're all about. So I love what it is and how you're going about teaching. I would love for you to share a bit more, as I mentioned, Chani and I met because we are involved with a beautiful company called Juice Plus, and many health and experts want to be aligned with some sort of brand or supplement or product that they can stand by, because, it's a reality that, many people do need to take some form of supplement nowadays. And whether you are a holistic health coach or naturopath or nutritionist, whatever, you are likely to be recommending some sort of way for your clients to bridge the gap in their diet. So Chani and I both have been aligned with Juice Plus, and I know for me it was definitely seeing the benefits for myself and why I needed that I thought, if I need this, other people are going to need this. So I'd love to know a bit about how you fell into that, and why for you decided to use Juice Plus for yourself and your clients, and what it's all about.
Yeah, it's such a funny story how I came across Juice Plus. It's crazy. It's been around for like 20 plus years. And anyway, at the time I was nursing, and I was about to embark on a journey to the DRC in Africa, otherwise known as the Congo, one of the most developing world countries, one of the most dangerous countries and one of the most poorest countries on this planet. And I was so excited to go over there. I was going to go work as an anaesthetic assistant for a month. And so at the time, I was seeing a chiropractor, and I was post-competition at this time. So I was dealing with a lot of inflammation in my body, and, things like terrible cystic acne, from ear to ear. I just had this acne that was so inflamed, and I didn't know what to do about it. I couldn't put my finger on it. I didn't know what it was. I was dealing with a lot of joint pain from training so much, so a lot of knee pain, ankle pain, wrist pain. I had torn a ligament here in my left wrist. I had IBS. I was dealing with crazy PMS symptoms. Sorry for the guys on the line, but incredible these symptoms that were just so overpowering, where it was debilitating. And my hormones were just completely all over the place, like cravings through the roof. My sleeping patterns were, anyway, I could go on about how unwell I actually was at the time. Anyway, so I was heading over to Africa, and my chiropractor suggested to take Juice Plus with me, because obviously it's 30 varieties of fruit and veggies. in a capsule. Oh,
sorry, I don't know what is going on there.
On the
My apologies, hold on. Let me get rid of that.
And I was so willing to try it. I was willing to try anything. He had shared with me some stories about people's inflammation who had decreased, and having studied at IIN, I knew the power of whole food nutrition. So I thought, you know what, there's no way I'm ever going to get 30 varieties of fruit and veggies here, let alone in Africa. So I took them with me over there. And the most amazing thing happened. First of all, I was with a team of 9 surgeons and nurses over there, and I was the only one who didn't get sick the whole time. I didn't get a cold or a flu. A lot of people suffered with digestive issues over there. I didn't, which was crazy because I was so sensitive to so many foods at the time. I'd eat anything and I'd get really a bloated stomach, really bad digestive issues. And then, my time zone jet lag didn't even happen like that. I was fine. As soon as I got there, I felt great. All of a sudden, my energy started to go through the roof. And I didn't actually put 2 and 2 together. I just thought, oh, Africa must be working really well for me. But it actually wasn't until I arrived back in Australia that I realized what had happened to my body over those 4 weeks. And it wasn't until my partner picked me up from the airport and he said, Shan, what's going on with your skin? It looks awesome. And it did. My cystic acid, my inflammation had started to decrease, and I couldn't put my finger on it because I wasn't actually eating that well over there. It was like white rice and potato, and thinking back to it now, it makes me cringe, but there was like a mystery stew every night. I don't know what type of animal was in there. It was terrible. I didn't know what I was eating. So there was no fruit and veggies over there. There was no variety. It was a really bad diet for 4 weeks, and I felt great. Anyway, so I put it down to Juice Plus, and I haven't not taken it ever since. So it's been just on 2 years, actually. It's July, isn't it? It's been 2 years that I've been aligned with this product now. And you couldn't tell. If you look at my skin, I don't know if you guys can see my skin, but you wouldn't be able to tell that I suffered from such, terrible acne. So that's how I came across it. As soon as I personally got the results that I did, the inflammation in my joints, I no longer suffer from my digestive and bloating. Of course, that happens every now and then. I'll eat something that doesn't agree with me, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was, back then. Cravings don't exist. I sleep like a log. No PMS symptoms whatsoever. It's incredible. So that's why I'm so passionate about it, and love recommending it to all who cross my path.
Absolutely. And I know what my answer is here, but I'd love for you to share. Without a doubt, the clients that you work with who do also use this product as opposed to any that wouldn't, what would you say, is there a difference in terms of the results and what you can get out of them in general?
You know what? We're so... our message is holistic healing, right? And it's all about preventative measures. So it's all about, in coming from an anesthetic nurse background, I worked in theatre where it was all about band-aid fixtures, like what pharmaceuticals can we give people and shove down their throats to hide the symptoms, or what type of operation can we do to help whatever's happening. And it was never about preventative measures. And that's what I love about this product, because it's not a band-aid fixture. It's not a quick fix. It's about preventative health, and you can't feel prevention. That's the thing, but you can feel illness. And when you do feel illness, that's what costs you. And so when I say this to every single one of my clients, it may work different to you as it has for me, because for me, I had massive inflammation in my body and it soaked it all up and my body loved it. But some people, they're not going to get drastic, crazy results from it, but that on the inside it's working so amazingly for you. You're flooding your cells with over 30 varieties of fruit and veggies that used to be used as medicine back before pharmaceuticals were even around. And that your cells are going to love you for that. And whether you get results or not, what you're doing to your body. But in saying that, every single one of my clients that does take Juice Plus has had amazing results. So I'm all for it.
I love that. And as you said, it's about holistic, having a holistic approach to your well-being, and that's just one of the parts that falls in, in line with everything else that you're already teaching and coaching within your programs and all that advice, like what you shared with us a bit earlier. So I love getting your, advice on that, because there are so many different health and wellness experts that do utilize it with different backgrounds, be it an iron coach, or be it a doctor, or be it a chiropractor or a physio, etc., because we understand how much we need more plants in our body to fuel us and to feel better. So it's amazing to see how you've used it. Chani, I am aware of the time, so I would love, as we're wrapping up, for you to give, if there is any tips for someone who is perhaps really just starting out on their health journey and everything's a little bit new or overwhelming, or they're unsure and all the rest of it. What are your top tips to help someone really, I guess, on their way?
Yeah. Man, I wish I had more time. Where do I start? There's so many things I could share, but obviously for someone who's just starting out, it's all about baby steps. I'm all about, phasing things out, and rather than totally going cold turkey and cutting something out of your life or out of your diet. I don't believe in restriction. I don't believe that's, how we get our results and we get our goals and long-term vision. Like cold turkey is not the way. So phasing things out, eliminating things slowly, baby steps is the way to go. And substituting. So what can you substitute? Something that you love but you're finding hard to cut out of your diet. What can you replace it with that's just a little bit healthier? And that's what I love to do and teach people. And first and foremost, before you even start thinking about food or exercise or anything, it's all about being kind to yourself. Sometimes we are our own worst critic. We say things to ourselves that we would never say to someone else. Like, think about the thoughts that you have sometimes. You look at yourself in the mirror and you go, oh, my hair looks so crap today. Like, you would never say that to someone, right? You would never say that to your worst enemy. And sometimes we say things to ourselves that really we don't notice, but subconsciously they're having effect on our mind, body, and soul. So just be super kind to yourself. And, for me, to get myself out of that habit of saying to myself in the mirror something so stupid like, ew, like you look so gross today, or your hair looks like this, or what are you wearing? Like, I write things on my mirror. So I write my I am affirmations on my mirror so that when I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm brushing my teeth, I've got all my beautiful affirmations there. So yeah, being kind to yourself is massive. Self-talk is massive. The morning rituals, guys, get the Miracle Morning book. It's such a beautiful book to start with. Meditation, deep breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. So, really like having your tummy move in and out. That's going to help so much with stress and anxiety. But yeah, they're probably like my go-tos for someone who's starting off new. But just always have a support system around you as well. I think that's really important. Have friends or family who are excited for your new health journey and who are excited to be involved with you, or reach out to a wellness coach that can help you on your way, because it's all about support as well.
Absolutely. I love a few of the points that you said there. It is about, sometimes we're just so harsh on ourselves, but I think if we realize we're on a journey and it's going to take time and we're going to have challenges and we might fumble, there's no right or wrong. It's what we choose to do with those challenges or mistakes or F-ups, whatever we want to call them, and go, what has this taught me about myself? How do I grow from this experience, right? It's how we choose to look at things. And, having those positive affirmations around you and what you think about, you attract. I do believe that, absolutely, to an extent. And, support, exactly what you said, is everything. I know when I started my health journey, I was 22, 23, and, people around me, my life, God bless them, love them, but just weren't interested in that. They weren't going through that. And finding people, being part of a community that got excited about these foods and science and ideas and talks, that was so crucial to helping me stay on my path. I know that. So absolutely reaching out to find people that are like-minded, and sometimes you do need that coach or someone, you know, extra just to help you is so important. So Chani, thank you so much. I am going to actually just give it, I know, do I have 5 more minutes maybe with you?
Yes, of course.
Has anybody got any questions? And then I'm going to share Chani's latest project, which is going to be adding so much value to people that you can look into and hop on. So I'll just wait and see. I might get, if you have any questions, to pop it in the chat, just because it's going to save trying to find hands on here. I've got Chani muted. So you might have answered everything, we'll see, but I'll give it a minute or so to see if there's any questions while people might type away.
I have a question, actually. Can I ask you a question, Carla?
Oh, okay. Role reversal. Yes, you may.
Yes. You're probably not expecting this. I'm putting you on the spot. But I would love to know more about your book, because I am so excited to get my hands on it. And you recently got that out into the public. So, yeah, where can we get it? Where can we find out more information about it?
Oh, you cheeky sod, you. Yeah, thank you so much, Chani. Yeah, it pretty much came from putting together the types of rituals and principles I have embodied and practiced, and my journey and my teachings now, and putting it in one place that I could share it with other people and hopefully inspire them to take their journey in some way, or I don't know, figure out that, you know what, I can be healthy, I can be happy, I can have all these things. It's not, you know, it's not unattainable. And I released that in May, and the response has been just amazing, because if I'm completely honest, I didn't do it with any intention of how many I could sell, or, you know, what I could make back, or the rest of it. And even now, my husband always asks, how do you sell them? I had no idea. Because really, I was happy if 2 people bought my book, and I'd be like, yay. And I just wanted to be able to really gift it, you know, or have it there for clients and that. So it's been amazing. I have them available online, so they're through my website, so www.carlathomas.com.au, and I have a few stockists now as well, and growing, so that's exciting, and you can find those on my website as well. But really, as I said, it's called the Juicy Movement, a holistic approach to clean living, and that's really what it's all about. It's me on paper, and I really just hope that, you know, it can just add value to those who are looking for a bit more of a holistic approach, and really a long-term lifestyle. That's what it's all about. It's about creating a lifestyle. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, it does. I mean, I've been wanting to get my hands on it. So I saw a sneak peek of it when we saw each other a few months ago. So I'm definitely excited to get my hands on it.
Oh, thank you, beautiful. And just as we finish up, now I'm posting in here now, guys, Chani has been working hard on a new YouTube channel. So I've got the link in the chat. Give us a quick 1 to 2 minute rundown of what people can find when they head to the channel.
Yeah, so it's new. It's just a new project. It's just a platform to connect with people and just educate them, just little short videos for people to jump on and have a look, and just inspire them, whether it's about, you know, that self-love and self-talk stuff that I was talking about before, whether it's, you know, I'll dive into travel sometime. I love traveling, so I like to document all of that. And I'm really big on positivity and abundance, and so lots of different videos and vlogs on there for people to check out. To just learn a little bit more and delve a little bit deeper and grow themselves. So that's what the YouTube channel is all about. It's only in some baby phases at the moment, but I'm really excited to work on that for the rest of the year. It's lots of fun stuff coming up on there.
Oh, I love it. I'm so excited to have a look, especially all your travel stuff. I did threaten the other week while you're away I was going to unfollow you because I didn't want to watch all your beautiful travels while you're in the States from home. But it was amazing to see. So congratulations on everything you have been achieving. You were such a light on this world, Chani. I really mean that. And you glow everything that you talk about. You can just see you. So I feel so lucky I got to have you on this call. It has been recorded, and so obviously Chani will be able to get hold of the link as well, and I'll also be posting it up on my website under my other resources. But for now, thank you so much, Chani. I am going to let you go, and I will stop recording in a moment so we can all unmute ourselves and say goodbye.